you guys are healed to full, and she says that you will have to forgive my sisters. They will be curious of you. You are an oddity where we are from.
I accept their curiosity.
That's not really different from upside, to be honest.
Curiosity is normal. It is the fuel of the soul.
Especially if you have fucking wings.
Or tentacles.
I mean, if they want to take on the hands-on approach, I'll let them.
He's the creepiest.
You can totally rape me. It's all right.
I'm down with rape.
Is it really rape, though?
I mean, what?
Today we lost Creedon because he found his true home.
Just remember, there's no good mermaid.
But they're not mermaid.
Just saying, if their bottom part is a fish, that's not great. And if their top part's a fish, that's not great. So,
It's true. It's true.
Hey, nothing magic can't fix, Nathan.
touche. To quote Futurama, I believe it's, well, I lay my eggs and then I leave and you fertilize them. From the episode when Fry went down to Atlantis, or Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys doing? You guys are pretty much on your own. She will offer you warrior escorts if you feel the need.
Creedon does want the escorts.
Please no.
There's a lot of naked women statues in this, right?
Yeah, from what you can gather, they're not wearing clothing.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's mostly part of their designs, what seems to be covering what you would consider the possible naughty bits.
Well, I guess I'm up for just going into the deep water and checking out their city.
Yeah, let's just leave as fast as possible.
Yeah,
Nuclear will
that's fine.
follow. As is.
Creedon will do like a little finger gun at the main chick and be like, "I'll be back."
What?
She smiles and nods at you.
I'm sure it's working perfectly.
And yeah, you guys enter into what looks to be a large or vast, I would prefer to say, underwater city. A lot of religious symbolism, a lot of temples. There doesn't seem to be much in what you would identify as a shop. But there is a massive population, like way more than you would ever have considered. Like just stepping out of this cathedral, there are dozens upon dozens of variations of either tentacled or fish-legged women who are kind of staring in awe.
This is giving me way too much deja vu.
Does it?
Half human, half animal people that are living in isolation in a random place no one can reach them. Little bit.
Is there something wrong with it? Are you uneasy? You should feel at home.
Yeah, no. Not even close, actually.
Is there places to breathe down here? Or?
You are surrounded by air.
Oh.
The water parts around you.
That's nice.
Oh, right. Got it.
They are chatting amongst themselves. Obviously, you can't understand it. It's all Aquan. Very few of them seem to speak the common tongue. And you would guess that when the priestess did it, it was probably through magical means.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Do either of you understand them?
I can guess most of the meanings. they speak a language that is proper to the water plane. I don't speak their language, but I understand it. We can understand each other.
So should we just look for their leader?
I would assume there's a giant shrine building, church, something that should stand out.
Yeah, that sounds like cultists. Yeah.
Is there such a thing? That would be obviously the place where the leader would be, Nathan.
Give me an insight. 17. You would guess that seems appropriate, but the majority of their buildings seem to have religious context to them.
Okay. Then is there someone not too far?
There's people all around you. Yeah, they're, like I said, they give you room when you go to move forward, but they're watching you and they're chatting, and a couple of them are giggling, and it's.
We were not giving any precise instruction as to where we should be going, right? We were just told, go. She waits for you.
Yeah, she said that you're free to enjoy the city.
Okay, but are we not supposed to meet with someone? With the leader that she mentioned, but could not name.
She said that she will want to speak with you, but she needs time. Is what she said.
So we should wait for a summon. Then, I believe there is no point in looking for their leader. She will find us when she needs us, when she's ready. We should enjoy the time being.
I'm already enjoying myself, but sure.
I guess I'll look for like an open space or plaza or something where there's a lot of art and architecture, and Karen there will just enjoy the sights and the view, and maybe he'll play some harp too.
A couple of them will be brave enough to attempt to touch you guys. You're pretty old. Their architecture seems ancient, Carandir. It seems 1,000 years plus in age.
Cool. Then I'm very, very interested.
Yeah. Most of the artwork is like mosaics, and it's just gorgeous stuff.
Nice.
Mostly of Lady Osprey and other sea goddesses, I should say. There is a mural of Lady Osprey battling a kraken. That's kind of like the focal point of their city. It's kind of interwoven into what was at one point a fountain is obviously not now a fountain because it's all underwater. But
right.
It's kind of built into that, and you can tell when the water kind of shimmers over it, it looks kind of like they're battling.
Is there like elven iconography, or was it a different civilization? Were they once human? Elven? Is there something that?
There looks to be, based on the artwork, influences from both elf and human.
Okay.
And you also see in a few of the outlying ones even a little dwarvish influence.
Okay. All right.
Nugri, they are intrigued by you, but the least intrigued by you.
That's good.
Lucian, you are a point of fascination.
Yes.
God damn it.
As is Squawk.
They get very many birds underwater.
Yep. Squawk is going to just try and avoid. He's going to kind of run away if they come too close and try and touch him.
Okay. If you guys like flinch or whatever when they try to, when they try to touch you, they'll back off. I
will beckon them.
Lucian just sit there trying to ignore them as hard as possible.
Okay. Yeah, Lucian, they're or not Lucian, Creodin, they're basically all over you if you let them. They're touching your hair. None of them have hair, so hair itself is a very curious thing to them. Obviously, feathers as well, gentlemen. Clothing overall is very weird to them. Armor does not seem to be. A couple of them are clad in armor, but it looks natural, like tortoise shells and things like that.
Okay.
So, what are you guys doing?
Karendir will find a park or like an open space to sit down and play some harp and try to like take in all the sights and the whole city and try to inspire himself to write music and songs about the city.
I will look for something that looks.
Summoned.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, that's fine. I'm done.
I was just gonna say I'll look for something that looks like a tavern. If they have anything.
So, you can't really read it, obviously, but the ones that speak Primordial can kind of point you to. It's more like a lounge than a tavern.
Do they have a piano?
Shockingly, they don't.
Damn.
Dang it.
You're gonna tell me Creodin plays the piano?
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
sure
only thing
he
I know how
does.
to play.
He's masterful at it.
The one time he played it, it worked really well.
All right, well I'll just lounge then.
Okay. So their drug of choice appears to be some sort of mollusk or shellfish that gets served to everyone. And it seems to have a euphoric effect. Like, you see one of them eat it, and then they'll just kind of, like, slide down in their seat.
I will also take it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm average at this.
And that's how you died.
Yeah, you feel a bit queasy at first, but then it's just kind of like super mellow. You just kind of, your muscles really relax. So, you know what GHB is?
No, what is?
GHB?
Nope.
Roofies?
Drug, rape drop? Rape drug?
Yeah. So fun fact about GHB, before it was the date rape drug, it was actually used as a workout enhancer, because taking just enough of it really relaxes the muscles and puts them in a deep, relaxation, so you can work out more because they're better rested. So that's kind of what it feels like. Also, don't date rape anybody.
Yeah.
Just give that to Creodin.
I thought you were about to say that I was about to be date raped.
I mean,
Well, it's basically that.
you will probably be on accident. Yeah. They are both unfamiliar with surface dwellers and men.
That's fine.
So, yeah, you will probably at some point be accosted.
That's fine.
As mentioned, is it really rape if he's down for it?
I mean, if you can't consent.
That's true. Consent is everything.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing? What are the rest of you doing? Creodin's kind of drugged and being accosted, more or less. Karendir is enjoying the artwork and
He's
and
playing
such.
music.
Is it possible to leave the air bubble or like try to spell it in any way?
You could try to dispel magic on it.
Yeah, I don't have that.
That's a great idea.
Well,
You wanna pop your air bubble? Is that what you're trying to do?
yeah.
He wants to feel at home in his mech suit.
Yep.
All right.
And also, hopefully, they'll be scared off and not try to talk to him.
Or there'll be more.
Forgot about the
carriers.
next seat.
Well, since that's the only thing he really has to do, since he can't really understand anything, and he doesn't like the people around here, he will probably try and go back to the entrance and see if he can get the tentacle priest to just drop the air bubble.
Can your kind breathe underwater?
I make do. I make do.
If it drops for everyone, fuck you.
I don't hear you're not here. Shut up.
I know.
We are far away from the surface.
Yep, like I said, I'm fine. I have multiple actual ways of breathing underwater.
Very well. And she will, do a little incantation. Your boon is dropped.
Thank fucking God. Oh, did someone just drop? Oh, someone just dropped.
Gustavo.
And yeah, literally just go back to the city, but this time just spend his time fucking around with the mech suit.
Okay. This is incredibly intriguing to them.
God fucking damn it.
They are unfamiliar with technology as a whole. Most of them are very scared of it, though. So they're not approaching you, but you are definitely being watched intently.
Honestly, I'm used to that part. I'm a guy with wings in the middle of pirates.
Also, something you guys notice just throughout your time in the city is that all of them seem to be combat ready in some way or another, just naturally. Either they have spines, or they have claws, or razor sharp teeth. All of them seem very athletic. They seem to be a warrior species. Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do about town?
Are there any sort of merchants around now that we're finally at a place where people value, naturally made weapons and armor? Maybe Nugri can trade some things.
I mean, it's not merchants per se, but yes, there are goods that you can barter for, partake of.
All right. So cut things short, Nugri's got a lot of things to trade if they're interested.
What are you trying to get?
I don't know, a different type of weapon.
They have all kinds of weapons and armor and adornments that you would have never seen because they live on they live on the ocean floor, so it's much deeper than you or your kind have ever been able to travel. So there's all kinds of necklaces made of shells that you've never seen. Same thing with armor, adornments, spiked turtle shells, all sorts of things, as well as all of their weapons seem to be naturally made, so of bones or of no metal, basically. And there's just all manner of things, basically.
Since I can't speak with them, I'll use the necklace of Goodberry to kind of mime out magic.
As in, you're looking for something that is magical?
Yeah, because I was thinking, would Nugri consider their stuff better than his? And probably not.
Probably not better, but definitely fascinating, as it is, as in your world, anything from down here would be one of a kind. Like I said,
then I guess
the creatures that live on the ocean floor are so vastly different from even the aquatic creatures of the surface.
Then I guess Nugri will see what they'll be willing to trade for javelins or darts, that kind of stuff. Or also a knife made from Lucian.
God, son of a bitch.
Okay, give me 1 second, hold on.
He's offering that to everyone. Well, perhaps like a body part of one of my party members? No? Okay.
It is a masterwork.
No. Yeah, he actually did a great job.
I'm just dropping that in there.
Yeah, but we all kind of really don't care about each other.
Yeah.
What is my balance? Out of my Jesus Christ, my cats are going crazy. I just hear it. Wait, they're fighting. They were not fighting. One was sleeping, apparently. The other was just going apeshit.
Okay. So as I recall, Nugri rolled pretty well on all of his crafting rolls, didn't he?
Yeah, because on when I made the knife, it was good enough to make a knife and a magical knife.
Okay, right. So they are the woman you are interacting with is definitely fascinated, as they obviously never have bones. The consistency of what you would see. So they are definitely willing to parlay, but they're having trouble understanding what it is you want. So they're just kind of holding different things up and then looking at you.
What do they hold up?
There's like some sort of necklace that is adorned with different shells. There's a couple of different like harpoons, but like made of bone, and then the harpoon itself has very large teeth at the end, actually forming the prongs. There's what looks to be like a bag made of blobfish. So it looks like a blobfish, except it's not alive. And she kind of puts it to her mouth and makes like an inhaling motion. There is an anglerfish light that is has kind of like tentacles on the end of it. So it's like just the stalk with a light on the end, and then on the other end is tentacles. As well as all kinds of different jewelry, various pieces of there's like a shoulder pauldron made of some sort of shell that's rainbow in nature. Everything looks fascinating and a little scary.
Right. Nugru will reach into his pack, take out some boar meat, and then stab it through with the knife, and then look at them.
She picks it up or touches it and looks at you quizzically.
He'll pull some more out of his bag and eat it. I got 8 pounds of it. Probably 7 left now after that demonstration.
A whole pound of meat.
She hesitantly puts it to her lips and takes a small bite, and then nods excitedly, and hands you the again puts her mouth to the blobfish and inhales, and then hands it to you.
Nugri will take that in exchange, happily. How much pounds of meat does she want?
Like 5 pounds. You can
Alright.
work back and forth, and she'll hand that to you.
Sweet. So yeah, he'll gladly give the 5 pounds of boar meat to her for the blobfish. God, creative. I want to see if they also like the taste of emissary.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh god. Stop feeding them humans, they're gonna start eating us.
That is.
Okay. So she again puts it to her mouth, And she just kind of gives you a sour look.
Aha! I have something good to give them.
I knew that was going next.
You just on their favorite meal.
Yes. So she nods excitedly after tasting Lucian meat.
God fucking damn it.
Wink, wink.
Hey, dude, you've got a mech suit to protect you. I've got nothing. All right. I'm complaining.
So she will hand you. She will offer you a pauldron made out of some sort of shellfish shell. Like I said, it's rainbow in color. It's very, very gaudy, as well as a seashell necklace. That is the worst fan art ever. Moving on. Yeah, so she will offer you that for your 3 pounds of Lucian meat.
Right, to make the deal more fair, Nugri will throw in 1 pound of seabird meat.
Rip Squawk.
Damn it.
Yeah, you can gather, Nugri, even with your simplistic ideas of trading and bartering, this is probably not something they do normally. Normally, if you would guess, if someone needs, they just give.
All right. They're getting a taste for surface things.
Yeah, for or meat.
Yeah. So, yeah, they'll barter with you for a little bit, and you'll end out with a couple of items.
Right.
So, essentially, the blobfish is... you can breathe it in and double your swim speed for an hour. And you can do that once per long rest. Does not require attunement.
So that's, if I use my key, 240. Yeah.
Damn.
The pauldron, the rainbow pauldron, does require attunement. And once per long rest, you can use your reaction to gain advantage on a saving throw against a magic.
Nice. You're giving me lots of good things to Photoshop into.
Oh, nice.
And the necklace is just a necklace. There's no magical properties to it, though it does seem of really high quality make.
Cool. Thank you.
And she seems very excited and kind of sends off like her version of flounder, and her friends gather and they start partaking of the meat.
Yes.
Okay. And after a couple of hours about town, you guys are gathered up by a couple of the warrior cast.
Does we should find anything else about the suit? Because so far I only know how to dash.
Give me an arcana.
Oh.
You are way too distracted by all of the eyes on you. It's a little unnerving, and you're having trouble focusing on the suit at all. You find yourself wandering like close to outside the city limits just to kind of get away from it. Don't worry, you
All right.
are going to be underwater for a while.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so a couple of the warrior cast come and gather you up. As long as you guys don't resist, Creodin, you can't resist. The effects of this mollusk seem to be very long-lasting on you.
Can I bring my new friends with me?
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, they'll totally accompany you. Absolutely.
Yes. Then I'm willing.
So you'll notice that a couple of them have like seconds and thirds, and you're still like, whoa. It does not seem to last nearly as long on them as it does on you.
Can I get a second one from them and just like put it in my bag of holding?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask for more, they'll serve you more. Like I said, there's not even really like much of a barter system. It's just kind of like if you need, we provide.
I like it here.
They seemed kind of... you also notice that they are caste. It's a caste system. So the warriors look a certain way. You know, there's variations, but all of them have the spines and the black tentacles and the black mermaid, you know, the black fish bottom. The religious caste all have, you know, that kind of multi-tentacled swimming about them. They are various colors, but, you know, so they're all kind of designed and kind of divinely ordained to do what they do. Lucian, are you providing resistance to, you know, they're not grabbing you or anything, they're just kind of like motioning for you to follow them.
I'm assuming I can guess that they're trying something for the meeting with the leader, right?
Yeah, you can see that Creodin and Squawk and them are with them, because I'm assuming nobody else is going to provide resistance, right?
No.
I mean, Squawk is gonna be like very scared and looking around whoever's courting them, but he's gonna go with them.
Yeah, Carrier is totally down.
If everyone's around, then yeah, Lucian will follow.
Okay. And you guys are brought to what looks to be another cathedral, though this one is much more naturally occurring. Like, this one looks like it was built down here rather than on the surface. And there is a medium-sized lady who looks like that.
Oh, not as many tentacles.
Yes.
It's magic card.
It is. I don't remember the card, but it is.
Huh.
It's one of the evolved guide cards from the Simic. I forgot what it was called. But yeah.
But she speaks in your tongue, and she introduces herself. She says, "I am Lady Kiril of the Shanquip."
My lady, and Carindir will bow.
Yo.
I'm Creed. Pleasure to meet you.
Squawk.
Best introduction ever. We're nailing this.
And she says, "Yes, I remember some of your kind." And she kind of peers at you. "I am unfamiliar with this bird, but most of you, yes. It has been a long time."
Yeah, which of the birds?
To Squawk. And she says, "Dragonborn? Lizard folk?" "Yes. My own kin." And she points to Lucian. "Whatever hides beyond that carapace."
Oh.
"We mean you no harm." "I understand that you had a run-in with our nemesis."
The Kraken.
"Yes. One of Lady Osprum's long-standing nemeses." "You are durable warriors to have survived, even with our aid."
Yeah, I can take a lot.
I thought you liked being on the giving end.
Don't encourage him.
Any port in a storm, Lucian. Any port in a storm.
Right now, I will do anything.
She says, "Well, unfortunately, it's dire circumstances, and that is why the Kraken is released. I hate to even bring this to you, but seeing as how we did save your lives, perhaps you would be willing to help your own kind."
Oh god, fucking damn it.
We have a great debt towards you. You have saved us from certain doom, and if there is something we can do, then it is our duty and our...
You need stuff that us and we, man.
I'm sorry, yet have you no gratitude? Have you no respect for someone who has saved your life, even
No,
though
no.
you had no reason to? Would you have rather died there?
I mean, if it wasn't for their current, I would have flown out.
You would
Well,
have
the
ran out
whirlpool
on a
wasn't
Kraken.
there.
Pretty sure I could not run it.
Sure. You are pretty sure of yourself. That's fine.
He can fly.
There
I guess that's true.
are ones who call themselves the Order of the Cog. They remind me of... Well, she points to Lucy and says, your carapace there. They have unbound the Kraken and undone the works of Lady Osprey.
You know, it's out of the whole part where they like the Kraken. They seem like upstanding dudes.
What?
Yes. What is a dude?
Person.
Ah,
An
no.
individual.
They are quite vile. They have killed many of my kind. And it is all we can do to try to contain the Kraken. We cannot bind him again until they have been dealt with.
And
How
that's
can we
where
assist?
God damn it.
Volunteered, bitch!
Before he can out volunteer us, unvolunteer us.
Yep.
Whatever you find, you are welcome to keep.
We're gonna do that anyway.
We do not want their belongings. We merely wish for your world and ours to be safe. We have been tasked by Lady Osprey to contain the Kraken. And that is not the case.
We can. I don't think we can fight a Kraken, but maybe we can assist anyway.
Give me enough gunpowder.
That's the spirit.
How much gunpowder does it take to explode a Kraken?
Now you're thinking of powder.
I would assume Kraken shaped.
Just a Kraken shape, just get a Trojan Kraken.
Yep.
Fill it with gunpowder,
Blow
hope
it
it
up.
mates.
Yep.
Once it opens up, then boom.
I know. Release the Tarask. The Tarask and the Kraken will fight it out, and we take the winner.
Yep.
Doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Pretty sure the Tarask would destroy the Kraken.
Probably.
Like without
Yeah.
much.
Can the
too
Jurassic
far.
swim?
They
The Tarask is
Can't, right?
aquatic, yes.
Oh dang.
well, no, they can't swim, but they can just like stand on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. It is listed as an aquatic creature.
Yeah.
So I like how that's in the SRD, but Sahagwin aren't. Because the odds of fighting a Tarask are much higher than fighting a Sahagwin.
It might be partially to show the upper limit of the monsters. They probably just want to include one that was like the highest it could be.
The Kraken's in there too.
True.
Yeah, just
But they're not challenging 30.
that's
They're
fair.
challenging, like
22,
25 or something.
something like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, and she says, "Sir Carandir, you are very brave. What does the rest of your group say?"
What do you say?
Right, Squawk, help!
Lucian?
Is Lady Kirill. I don't know. I mean, what could you do for me if I help you?
Kirill? Kirill?
Kirill.
He's
Kirill.
drugged, so it doesn't really matter.
I will continue doing my divine job and saving the surface world from the terror of the Kraken.
Right. Well, I know what he wants. You give me an incentive, and I'll help you, Lady Krill. You make it a point to pronounce it Krill.
Perhaps I can find something. Many ships have found their way to the bottom. Perhaps there is something on one of them that interests you.
Good starting place.
We are not ones for trade or barter. There simply needs to be, so we do.
Well, you're not people of trade, and I'm not a person of volunteering, so we can both work through that.
As I said, perhaps something on one of the ships will interest you. I will have them scoured.
Alright, just say what you want to be shot.
I'm in.
And you, lizard folk? Nugri, I believe they said it was.
Nugri is bound to follow until his debt is repaid.
You
He
owe
will
me no
follow.
debt.
You have saved Nugri's life. You now have a life debt, as does this one, points to Lucian, and Letokloa, a point to Kraden.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. They will give you orange jumpsuits in a minute.
Nice.
It'll go good with my shell necklace.
She says, then please rest. Enjoy the hospitalities of our fine city, and I will gather my advisors and we will prepare the information we have for you. In the meantime, Lucian, one in the carapace. If you wish to be left alone, I can make it so.
Yeah, it'll be really good, actually.
Very well. But a piece of advice. Maybe you should be as curious of us as we are of you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive me. It's nothing personal. It's just I have a thing with whole away from civilization races of half people. That story.
We are not half people, we are the Shanquip.
Sure, you can call me Lucian. I'm still half person.
You're you're a real person, Lucian. Don't bring yourself down like this.
Very well. My kind shall leave you alone for your time here. But if you should need anything, please ask.
Does she have legs?
She has both.
Has to be in front.
This is at the end.
So she has legs and tentacles.
Huh. Are there more like you here?
No, I am the first and only. I was the original.
Well, if you need my company and you need to feel safe, just ask.
She looks at you confusedly.
You might not be aware of this, Creoden, but fish don't work like that.
Well, she
Let him
was
dream.
originally a
Let him
fish.
dream.
Oh, and she blushes a little bit. You mean the company of man?
Not just any man. Me.
But Creoden the clanless.
It has been quite some time. I do not know if I'm even still able. Perhaps I shall consider it. Yeah. And she says, "Excuse me, I must gather my advisors." And she swims away with an escort of warrior class.
So what did we disagree to? Because, to be honest, I wasn't very focused.
That's not really new.
We don't know exactly what we agreed to. All we know is that we aim to fight the Kraken and those who summoned it. And we are to assist.
Well, I'm not going to fight the Kraken.
I don't plan on fighting a Kraken either. I don't think we are best suited for that. But I'm sure there is something else we can do to assist.
I don't know. You did pretty well.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got beforehand.
and then I missed
Twice.
3 times.
Yeah.
When the
Twice.
Kraken wasn't going all out against us.
I have like a +3 to hit with my shocking grasp and a +9 on an arrow. Guess which one hit and which one missed.
Mm-hmm.
What fucking?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is there anything you guys want to do? She's pretty much giving you what you would assume is the night. Obviously, you have no concept of time or anything down here. It's, you know, everything is illuminated by either some sort of magic or flora and fauna that is bioluminescent. So obviously, there's no way to tell if it's day or night or anything like that. They also, you guys can tell, don't seem to sleep. There doesn't seem to be a rest cycle that you have noticed as of yet.
Well, unless you guys have specific plans, Karendir will keep walking around the city and look for anything that might resonate with him, like names or inscriptions, sigils, symbols that he can use to identify what this civilization was once, maybe, if he knows anything about it. He's trying to piece together the history of the place.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to that lounge.
Okay. Yes, Creoden can more or less get his fill. They might not necessarily know what they're doing, but I don't think that really bothers Creoden.
He'll teach him.
What was it?
He's not all about. He wants to educate them.
Lucy, and I'm assuming that you're just gonna mess with the suit.
Yeah, go to as far to the city as possible and just fuck with the suit.
Okay. They will let you roam the city, but if you insist on leaving the city, they will send a contingent of like 10 of the warrior cast with you.
Okay, so you won't necessarily even just be as far as possible without having to have bodyguards.
Okay. Also, just a side note, they have no problem keeping up with you at all. Okay. Squawk, is there anything you'd like to do?
I guess Squawk is just gonna look for like some high ground if he can climb anything, and just sit there and enjoy the view of the city from the top.
Okay.
Or,
So since you guys really haven't tried to do it yet, you can just walk up.
Damn.
okay.
It's just like the movement feels normal, and when you think about walking up, the area in front of you kind of forms almost like steps, and you just walk up. Okay. Who did I miss? Nugri. Nugri, you are almost pestered for pretty much the next 7 or 8 hours as they are trying to pry more of your goodies from you. And they are just coming up and offering you various pieces of jewelry and things like that.
What, do they want more meat?
Yes. They
Do
seem
they
quite
like-
taken with 2 of the 3.
Do they like salted cultist?
Mm.
What the shit?
They seem iffy on it.
How about dried cultist skin?
It's the
Like
beef
chips.
jerky of their kind. Yes, they seem very excited. And they offer Nugri a bountiful harvest of all kinds of different sea creatures, and it's almost like a gift basket that they have prepared, and there's like all kinds of different sea creatures. It's about 10 pounds of food.
All right. So he'll give him 10 pounds of dried cultist skin, and he'll take and probably eat all of it, the 10 pounds of their food in exchange.
And yes, and they dash off quite excitedly, and kind of share it amongst each other. Pretty much everybody in the area is taking bites. Yeah, and it tastes weird but good. Some of it is probably a little poisonous to you, but nothing too deadly or serious, because they don't know any better. But all in all, it's definitely at least an experience you can tell your tribe about.
Yeah. Well, now I've got things to bring back to prove, so.
Yes, and you get a couple more pieces of non-magical jewelry. Like I said, it looks all of fine make, but in your area, it'd be one of a kind. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said sweet.
So you guys just kind of flitter around and do what you do. Lucian, you can give me an Arcana check.
Burn everything
Come
down to
on.
the ground. What?
Son of a fucking bitch!
Lucian is just too
Amazing.
distracted by everything going on.
Fuck this place.
You find that your own curiosity is keeping you from concentrating on what you're trying to do. So some time passes. It feels like hours, maybe 8 or 10, and you are again summoned to the same area, where she greets you once more, and she has with her some variations that you've not seen before, that she introduces as the military caste to you.
Okay.
And she lays out a seafloor map. And she says that this is where they are. They have come to our land in carapaces, much like your friends, though theirs were different looking. They're holed up in a cave that we believe has oxygen in it. It has what is vital to your people. And that is where the wards were originally set for the Kraken. We believe them to be disrupting them with some sort of... What did you call it? And she gestures towards Lucian.
Gunpowder?
Technology,
Magical bullshit.
I think. Perhaps.
Sure.
Yes.
That magic.
We don't know what technology is, so.
The biggest problem, other than dealing with the Order of the Cog, is that this is the grounds of... She points towards one of her military advisors, and she says something in Aquan, and she says, I do not know how to translate to your tongue, but of a shark man and his crew.
The
Sounds
Sharkman
familiar.
is working against them or with them?
He does not work for or with us or against us. It is merely his territory. We respect that. He respects ours.
We've dealt with him. No, never mind. I wasn't there.
Is his name Ripster?
Sorry.
It is very possible. I do not know how to say it in your tongue.
How would you say it in the Aquan tongue? I kind of speak it, kinda.
So she says it to you, and it essentially equates to like Darren the Ripper.
Okay. So Darren the Ripper.
So it's possible that that's Ripster.
Sounds similar. Yeah.
Yeah. But there obviously doesn't seem to be an exact translation because it's a name.
Right.
And she says that It is his territory, and we respect that. We do not need to go outside of our own bounds.
Could we meet with that man, that shark man? Could we arrange the deal?
We don't speak terribly often, but it would be preferable to killing him.
Indeed.
I'm open to both options.
Perhaps here, this will help. And she puts an outfit on the table, more or less. Not quite robes, but an outfit. And it's very technological. Like, you can tell, Lucian, that it has a lot of features on it to help you move more freely, breathe underwater, things like that. And it's got a large cog on the back of it that seems to be kind of like a halo. She says, this is the garb they wear. It aids them.
Can I get like a more precise look at it, like to see what it actually specifically does, how it functions?
Yeah, she'll completely let you. I mean, it's yours to have or hold if you like. Essentially, it's just a magical outfit. It would require attunement, and it gives you the ability to breathe underwater, and free action while underwater, essentially.
How, like, is it pretty big? Can it fit over an armor, or would it replace armor?
It seems to be able to fit over armor. It is currently sized for that of a large human.
Okay. Is that the only example you have of those garbs?
Yes, unfortunately it is. I will have my priestesses provide you with a boon before you leave the city, so that you may breathe underwater. It is an ancient incantation that I will have to teach them first.
That is fine.
Lucian, the one in the carapace, perhaps this will be of interest and incentive. And she holds something forth, and she says, my people found this on one of the shipwrecks last night. So she holds forth a scope.
Does it look like a gun scope? Does it look...
Yeah, it looks like you could affix it to your gun.
Well, it's a hard bargain, but I'll take it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you have two options. You can either affix it to your gun and not require attunement to give yourself +1 to hit and +1 to damage, or you could require your gun to require attunement, and it would make it crit on a 19 or 20.
I will have it require attunement. Is it something I can just like attach right now, or would I need a little bit of time to...
It would take you a short rest, so you could do it, you could do it before you leave the city if you wanted. She says, if you can help us put the Kraken back, then you are welcome to survey the ship that we got that from.
All right. A deal's a deal. Like I said, nothing personal.
Very well. Are there any supplies that you require?
Do we need anything?
I'm fine.
I'm good.
Squawk!
All right.
Everything is fine.
Indeed. Then I wish you luck, and I hope to see you safely return in short order.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you for your bravery.
And I guess we leave.
Yep. Okay. And that is where we will call it.
All right.
All right.
So thank you
All right.
guys. Sorry for